everyone. I'm Ed. So I'm the current CTO at Graze.com. I joined Graze right at the beginning to build the original website, and I've been running the tech team there for the last couple of years. First, before I get into it, a little bit of background on Graze. For those of you who don't know who we are, this is our main product. It's a subscription snack box. So we launched this on the day that Lehman Brothers collapsed in 2008. Perfect time to launch a startup. We've gone on to sell well over 70 million of these now across the UK and the US. So what is Graze? How did it start? Well, so a good friend of mine, Graham, picture the scene. He's in an industrial estate in Acton. He's working. The only food that he has available to him is the office vending machine, and he was trying to eat more healthily. So he started to think that using technology, there must be a better way of getting healthy food to people in these sorts of offices. And of course, the problem was that the healthy food that was available was boring, and the stuff that was good for you the stuff that was tasty was bad for you. And so the mission that Graham started on when I joined was that he wanted to try and make the good food the exciting food to eat. And so that's kind of the mission we're on at Graze at the moment. And so how do we do that? Well, we design, we brand, we manufacture all of our own snacks. This is Ellie, one of our snack creators. We've got this kitchen in the top of our office. They spend all of their time up there inventing all these new amazing creations out of sort of wholesome natural ingredients. So one of my favourites is the Jaffa cake. It's orange infused raisins, it's dark chocolate buttons, and it's roasted hazelnuts, and you put them all in your mouth and it tastes just like a Jaffa cake. It's amazing. And we've got lots of products like this. In fact, we've got over 130 live on the site at the moment, and across about 15, 16 ranges. And the thing that's interesting about this is that we can change these much more often than traditional FMCG brands. So because we've actually launched well over 1,000 products over the years, and we quietly delist the underperformers and feed new ones in at the top. So we've always got this ever-improving product range online. And that's kind of fed into our company vision, which is that we want to use technology to become the world's #1 healthy snacking brand. That's the mission we're on. That's the vision. And what we're doing is we're trying to disrupt this kind of slow-moving FMCG world with lean methodologies right through from our procurement and our manufacturing through to the product and marketing teams and so on. And one of the things we love at Graze is that we've got so much data. So we access loads of data from our customers online. More recently, because of our launch into supermarkets, we've got EPOS data, loyalty card stuff, third-party online data from social media and so on, all feeding into a centralized data warehouse at Graze, which everyone in the company can access. And we even train people on SQL and so on when they need it. And the idea is that by having this sort of data-fueled business, we can really disrupt this market that we're in. The other things we launched in the US, as I said earlier, in 2013. I think we've got to about $34 million dollar run rate there. We think it's the most successful British food brand to launch in the US. I'm not sure if that can be qualified by anything, but it's been an amazing step, and the Americans love us. It's been a really exciting change for the business. And the final thing is that we now sell, as I said, in 2 channels. So we're online, but we're also, as of July, we launched in 3 major retailer partnerships in the UK. And we launched with a range of 12 SKUs, all selected based on the ones that were the highest performing products on our online business. And they've just been selling like crazy, double the rate of sale that we expected in the supermarkets, and we're even in one of the retailers, we're actually outselling the collective of Mars, Snickers and Twix, which is just, it's been absolutely mind-blowing. So why am I here today? Well, we've got the subscription business, and we've recently got the retail business, and I think there's a bit of a gap in the middle. So what are we trying to do? Well, I think one of the problems is that customers tell us they love our products, but one of the problems is that they haven't got quite the right level of control. So I don't know if any of you guys know Graze, but you can't actually pick exactly which snacks you get in your box. You actually just rate them online, and our algorithm, which we call Alan, sends them to you, and you can adjust how often you get the different snacks, but you can't actually pick them specifically. So control is one problem. The other one is that our product development team, incredible, but they've been working permanently for the last 7 years in this 24.5 mil high format, which is really hard. So we're quite restricted in terms of what we can sell through that format, because it has to fit through a letterbox, and it has been amazing for us. It's really efficient to post, and it's really convenient for the customers, but ultimately it's been a bit restrictive in terms of what we can actually sell. So, this is a terrible photo, but quite excited about the idea that we can start putting things in bigger boxes going forward. And the final thing the final problem that we're trying to solve is, at the moment, if you're a new customer coming to Graze.com, this is what you get. It's one button that says Get Started Now, and the only way to try Graze for the first time is by signing up to a subscription. And again, We think that was great a few years ago, but I think consumers have moved on a bit, and we're really excited about opening up new marketing channels that can work with people who just want to try and buy something for the first time rather than signing up. So what does that bring us to? It brings us to Project Shop, which is why I'm here today, and I wanted to talk a little bit about the approach we've taken on how to build it. So the first decision I had to make as CTO was how are we going to build this platform. We wanted to build a shop, a basket, a checkout, product and category pages and so on and so forth. One of the options and one of the ways we've done everything at Tech at Graze so far is to do it ourselves. That's how we built the original platform. It's all bespoke, it's all custom. We've got a dev team in-house at Graze. The other end of the scale is that we could have adopted one of the big SaaS platforms for e-commerce. But I think the problem with that is that being a technology company, and we're very proud of that, I think we feel like we'd be handing over all of the keys if we did that, and it's kind of too far in the other direction. So what we really embrace at Graze is open source platforms and things where we have the opportunity one day to get under the hood if we wanted to and tweak what we've got, but also have and retain some sort of control over the platform. And so that was what led us to Magento. And I started digging around and came across the fact that Magento 2 was out there. Or at least it could have been. So I started talking to people, started to get the feel for what was going on in the market, and I started to think that this was actually a really good solution for us. We're a tech company, so we're early adopters by nature. We're a PHP dev house as well, so if we really needed to, we could bring it in house. Not yet, but as I said, we embrace open source software. It's not been in our nature until now to be investing in large scale enterprise software. The other thing was that some of the code quality issues with Magento 1 I'd heard were being resolved, and so actually that was a great way to get buy-in from my dev team who were fairly quite sceptical about the idea of adopting Magento 1. And the other final bit was that we've been on AWS since the very beginning, so we've adopted cloud very, very early on. And again, the things I was hearing was Magento 2 is going to be much better for people who like to use cloud hosting platforms. And of course, the final thing, of course, is that recognizing that we would upgrade avoid the upgrade path later on if we were to get onto Magento 2. So I started talking to people and came across Session. Now, why did I pick Session? Well, again, they were pretty much the only people who said yes, or at least they said a sort of yes. When I started asking about Magento 2, I went and spoke to a lot of different people. It's clear that they had a really strong relationship with Magento. It seems like unrivaled access to their team. And the other thing about Session, which I really liked, is that they were aligned with us on the kind of agile build strategy, which we love at Graze. So, we're very, very much in. Oh, sorry, I meant to put that. That's the Session logo. We're very much into the build, measure, learn philosophy at Graze. So all of the things we've done in the past, things like launching in the US, when we just started posting boxes from the UK and trying to learn how the consumers liked it. When we first ever got our packing machine. We built our own machines so that we could try different punnets and send them out to people and see what happens. We love build, measure, learn, and so that was going to be our philosophy with the shop. We're not migrating the entire business to it. We want to launch a little shop on the side of the site and see how consumers like it before sending loads of traffic to it and not really knowing what that will do to the business. So Session were very aligned with us on that approach. And so the roadmap that we built out with them as part of the discovery process back in June was kind of a three-phase project. So the first is a beta site launch, and that's actually hopefully going to happen in the next week or two, which is a very basic shop that's not integrated at all into the rest of Graze, but allows people to purchase our products online. The next phase is what we've termed our minimum viable product. Is a more integrated shop that connects our existing Graze customer accounts to the Magento platform, and it means that customers can come and purchase with their existing subscription payment information and existing delivery addresses and so on. And then beyond that, we're going into a kind of iterate and scale process into next year, where we start to take those learnings and feed them back into the user experience and the platform going forward. So very quickly, one of the things that the very, very first thing we did as well was we actually just built a shop using the basic Luma theme that comes out of Magento. We put our logo on it, we changed it into our brand colours, and we started using this to get some really early user feedback with our customers. So this is broadly speaking what our shop is going to look like. It's as I said, it's going to be a standalone site, the thing that goes live in the next couple of weeks, not integrated into Graze.com, but we're really excited about the quality of the user experience, the product pages, etc. It's going to be a great experience for our customers. And then over the next few weeks, we're looking to add this integration into our core site allowing their customers to make their purchases seamlessly between the subscription site and the shop. Final thing I wanted to say was I'm just calling out a few partners we're working with. So one of them was Gigia. Really excited about this. These guys are a social identity platform who provide the sort of authentication and single sign-on between Graze.com and our shop. So what we're doing is migrating our customer accounts into Gigia, which means that customers can log in with the same credentials into the Magento platform and into Graze.com. And Session have worked with us on building, I think, the first ever Magento 2 integration with Gigia, which is great. The other partner is Elastera, so they're providing the hosting for us. Again, we love AWS, we wanted to stick on the cloud. We didn't want to manage that ourselves, and Elastera have come and are bridging that gap for us really well. And finally, we're working with a company called Ometria who provide an amazing analytics and CRM automation platform. And again, they're working with us to develop the first Magento 2 plugin for Graze as well. So really exciting project. I look forward to sharing links with everyone when it's gone live. Thank you.